Guys, this is gonna sound really nuts, like actually bonkers, but I want to learn how to do telekinesis. And based on the research that I've been doing about quantum physics, I really think it's possible. What made me want to do it is because I see all of these people on my TikTok For You page that keep doing it or keep claiming that they're able to do it. Obviously, a lot of them are fake, but there's a select few that I'm like, this is really compelling. And hey, an experiment never hurts. But where I'm confused is when those people are using their hands, or it looks like in their body they are holding a lot of tension, as though they are forcing the object to move, when in reality, if telekinesis is actually real, it shouldn't take that much effort. The way that I think telekinesis would be possible, according to quantum physics, is through the use of astral projection. In quantum physics, there's such thing as non-local consciousness, meaning that consciousness doesn't have to be local, meaning that consciousness is not attached to your body, or at least it doesn't have to be. There is a whole field of reality that we don't see, kind of like the fourth dimension. Consciousness in quantum physics is described as an awareness, a field awareness. This is why I think quantum physics is such a hard pill to swallow, is because it teaches you that we actually don't really know what reality is, because reality is just what we observe it to be. But quantum physics also says that when you observe something, you give it your energy. So then the question becomes, would you be able to influence something from just observing it? This is actually called the observer effect. Quantum physics studies prove that when particles like electrons or photons are observed by a conscious party, they collapse from a wave of infinite possibilities into a specific and measurable outcome. This is why telekinesis could be possible. But now the question is, how do we get there? Because how do you possibly expect to influence a wave of infinite possibilities? So much so that the item becomes a different specific or measurable outcome than the one that you're observing now. This is where I think astral projection and the fourth dimension come into play. Like in the book Frequency by Penny Pierce that I recommended in my last video, she talks about the way to raise your own personal vibration is by returning to your home frequency. Your home frequency being your inner child. And this is where it starts to take on a different spiritual meaning. Your soul remembers what it was like to be connected to God and to be connected to love. There's this word called coherence that's going to be important here. Coherence is where you, the self, dissolves and you realize that separation is an illusion. You become one with all of the things around you that you are able to observe. You realize that the entire field is God, and that you or your soul is a piece of God. In the Bible, it talks about how God created all of us in his own image, meaning that we are literally reflections of him. And by that logic, we are all creators, since God is a creator. The creator, I should say, of the universe. So once we become coherent, we remember that we are limitless, and that we can influence things in any way we want to. Astral projection is a way of removing your soul or your consciousness from your human body. And once you do so, you can affect the field. Your personal frequency can match up with another frequency of said item that you want to move, telekinesis. And now what you do is you influence that wave of infinite possibilities so that it becomes the possibility that you want it to become. This would make sense considering that telekinesis is moving things with your mind, not with the energy or force of your body. Meaning that you could sit perfectly still in deep meditation, Feel yourself disconnect and move into the field, and then influence the frequency of that object so that it moves. This would be a combination of your attention and your intention. I know it's a lot to unpack, but I think it makes sense, but I'm still new to quantum physics, so if you guys have any pointers or tips, especially in terms of telekinesis, telekinetic abilities, any corrections on anything I said, please comment down below. Love you guys. Bye.